Hi, welcome to Scape Aqua. In this episode, we're going to be planting mosses and ferns. In this case, we're going to be planting Microsorum trident and Viscidens fontanus. And also, we're going to add some boost to the floating hardscape, and it's going to look awesome. Yes, it is. Quite large pieces. Can you see them? Yep. Let's look through the camera lens. And then what if we put these here? If we just glue them on here, would that be good? What do you think? Is this is the right place? I think so. Let's put them there. Will it look good next to the pinna? Yeah, because this stuff is staying bright green and the pinna is going red. So it will look not good now, but it will look good later. Because they will contrast each other. They have roughly the same leaf structure. If you look with your eyes almost closed. But they're going to look awesome together. Let's put one here. Oh, I can fill in the other dots already, but typically I'm not going to find them again. The other dots of glue, because where I want to plant will completely change once there is a plant in place. So this one I could just put in between here and just jam it in, but I'll give it a little help with some glue. This piece right here. I'm sure you can't see all that. Take my word, it's gonna look awesome. Also, you can just put glue on the plant itself and then plant it on the hardscape, of course. That's also possible. Let's see if I can do that without touching anything else. Yes, I can. My hand is sticky already. No. So, let's do it like this. Put some of this stuff on. How does that look? Amazing, right? This is the basic thing that we're going to see in the tank. So here the boost is going to grow. It's going to go about this high before I cut it down. This stuff is going to fill this area, bright green. Here is a bright red, here is a bright green, and here is dark green. All of them with quite the same size leaves. So the boost has large leaves, this one will have large leaves, but I will cut them down. I will cut off all the big leaves so the plants will produce more or less leaves that I don't cut off, because plants will adapt to that situation. So it's going to have small, bright red leaves. This one I'm going to leave a little bit bigger. And then we're going to need some moss. And I like to use Viscidens. We can also take that from the pirate ship Scape, because we have some healthy growth here. Well, it's not like beautiful or something, but if you glue it on, it will just automatically grow awesome. It's just like a spongy, mossy thing. And then I'm going to put it in different places. Maybe put a dab of glue there so it will stay there. And it will develop beautifully and grow in a natural way at some point in time. So you see just branches of this stuff, and I'm going to put it in there, and it's glued so it will stay there and it will develop into a great piece of physidance. This is a little bit of a higher position because you don't want to have it in the same level. So we're going to choose here a little bit of a higher position, and it will grow a clump here. And also we're going to use it in this area, because the small foliage that it suggests, which is very fine feathery stuff, is going to contrast with the slightly bigger leaves that have a completely different shape as well. So it will really help balancing out this scape. And then let's see, we could use some in the back here. Don't know if you can see that, but there's a little spot there that will be great for physidance moss. We'll just jam it into the glue and we'll only have to wait and it will look pretty. Found a little Anubias. I'm going to put it here and see how that will respond to the physidance. I think my glue is finished. Well, that must mean that the video is almost over. That's amazing. It will go to the front. Okay, I think that's it. We could use some more booze here. So I have some more. I have a pot full of this stuff and I have a tank full of this stuff. It's growing wildly fast. So let's just cut off a little more of these side shoots, and then I throw the stem back in the pot. So, like that. And I'll just glue them over here and over here. I'll leave this piece untouched so it'll stick out on the front and look pretty. Let's see how much I got left. Oh, it's working already. See how easy that is? If I would have started there, it would be very hard to reach now. But fortunately, I knew that, and so do you. Oh. So nicely positioned, but no, it doesn't matter. Now I realize that I'm not going to win a major aquascaping contest with this scape, and that's not the intention of this scape. It's just very nice. Imagine you work with disabled people and you make an aquascape. You can just slide out of the tank so they can do maintenance on that. That's amazing. Or you're a store and you want to sell something else you can have an intern or someone else make these little aquascapes. You can hang them in your show tanks and sell them for a small amount of money. It's just cuttings. Oh, that's a little much, too much. Maybe it's just cuttings and pieces of wood. It's not important if they look pretty or not, because they're going to be hidden for the most part. Oh, this is a beautiful spot for this one. This will look awesome. In time, this will look amazing. I think you could really sell these. Really easy. Just takes maybe a couple hours to make one in the downtime. Let's wet it down a little bit. Put the camera a little bit to the back so you can see what's going to be the idea. And then I'm going to hang it in the tank so you can see it. On the back you can see my floating aquascape that you could see in the intro of the video. I already made that, so I couldn't show you, so I made this one actually especially so I could show you how to make a floating aquascape. I made the plexiglass here a little bit too high. That could be a lot lower. It just needs 4 suction cups to kind of stay there. Also in a stage where it gets a little bit more heavy. Because during maintenance, of course, there's a lot of waves and movement of water. So it's beneficial to have a little bit heavy. A little bit more suction cups than you would think. But still it could be a lot smaller, and there could be 4 of these on. The original floating aquascape has 4 really big ones, which is also fine. But I bought these for a specific project, these double-sided servers. And I'm gonna need a lot of them, and I need them to be small. So more of that later. But so you're going to see this part a lot. With the original aquascape, floating aquascape, I sanded this a little bit and I put Christmas moss on it, which you can also see on the video. And it has almost reached the top by now, and all the sides are just covered with Christmas moss and sticking out on the sides. It's looking really pretty. So with that you can easily hide that stuff, and then your other plants will grow in front of it. So it's not going to be like a monolith of Christmas moss. It's going to be very nicely combination of plants that you can actually see, because they all grow up, you know. That's it. They grow upwards. So that piece is going to be concealed pretty soon. But let me just prepare my little tank so the aquascape fits in, and then I'll come back to you. Well, this was the last episode of the Scaping series. The next episode, we're gonna see final product. Yes, we are. And well, I'm looking forward to a nice reveal of the freshly scaped floating aquascape. And then a couple of months later, probably, we can do a final shot. And then you can see how it will look when it's more mature, a little better developed. They're all slow growing plants, except for maybe the Hygrophila pinnatifida UK, but you'll be able to see some fuller growth, and I hope it will be extremely lovely. But first we have to do the reveal. See you later.